2.2. The souvenir. Souvenir means memorial trip. With the tip of her nose pressed to the window of the space shuttle, Sayali sat gazing at the view outside for so long. Still, she didn't seem to be contented. Space shuttle means a vehicle in which people travel into space and back again. Gazing means to stare. Contented, which means satisfied. She had read the description of this view several times before and had seen the scene on the video too. But this was different. Reading the description was one thing. Watching the pictures and videos captured by the camera was another. But getting an opportunity to view that amazing panorama with your own eyes, being present physically right in the midst of it, was indeed an out-of-the-world experience. Captured means recorded. Panorama means a very wide view. Out of the world means extraordinary, which is not found on earth. No matter how long she sat gazing, her awe and wonder did not seem to abate. Awe means a feeling with fear. Abate means decrease. The earth gradually appeared to get smaller and smaller in the sky. The azure blue sky was now looking jet black. The clouds had disappeared. The stars were shining bright. Azure blue sky means bright blue sky. This trip to the moon was exorbitantly expensive, but still Sayali's mother had sent her on the trip. Exorbitant means extremely high. In our childhood, we could not even think of such long-distance trips. The longest trip meant going to Europe. If you are getting this opportunity, make the most of it, said Mummy. Oh, Mummy, Neha's grandmother was saying that in their childhood, the longest trip for school children used to be only up to Delhi or Kolkata. It seems so funny, isn't it? Said Sayali, laughing. Remembering the incident made her laugh even now. Now the shuttle was getting closer and closer to the moon. Then it started orbiting the moon. In every 32 minutes, the shuttle completed one revolution round the moon. Light and darkness followed each other in quick succession. The dome-shaped settlements on the moon, which resembled the igloos of the Eskimos, were now visible. Succession means sequence. Resemble means look like. After some time, Sayali's shuttle made a slow, measured and safe landing on the moon. The door of the shuttle was opened and the children were escorted through an airtight tunnel to the settlement at the Neil Armstrong base. Measured means steady or firm. Escorted means safely protected. The receptionist at the entrance to the base gave some instructions at the very outset. Outset means beginning or start. I welcome you all to the Neil Armstrong base. To make your stay at the moon pleasant and comfortable, I would like you to take certain precautions. Listen carefully to my instructions and please follow them during your stay. You know that the gravitational force of the moon is 1/6 that of the Earth. In the human settlements on the moon, a gravitational force equivalent to that of the Earth has been artificially maintained. But outside those settlements, the gravitational force of the moon is at work. You will have to be extremely careful when you roam around there. The second point to remember is relating to shopping on the moon. You all must be interested in carrying souvenirs back home from the moon. Please buy the articles only from the shops which are inside the dome-shaped settlements. There you will be assured of genuine articles. Do not buy anything from the unauthorized shops outside the settlements. I wish you a very happy and pleasant stay on the moon. A jam-packed 3 days program awaited the children on the moon. Jam-packed means extremely full. According to the Earth calculations, on the moon there were 15 days of daylight and 15 days of night time. The 3 days of the trip were going to be part of the night time on the moon. One of the most important programs of the first day was Sky Watch. On the Earth, it was usually foggy and the stars were seen rarely and only very faintly. There was no atmosphere on the moon. On the dark background of the moon sky, the stars shone dazzling bright. The most attractive view was that of the disk of the Earth. In the moon sky, the Earth looked 13 times bigger than the moon in the Earth sky. It was also 70 times brighter. The Earth light fell on the moon. This beautiful, enchanting view made Sayali and her friends ecstatic. They fell asleep feeling happy, excited, and comfortable at the same time. Enchant means charm. Ecstatic means joyful excitement. The second day's attraction was the circus on the moon. One unique feature of the circus was the seating arrangement. The spectators were made to sit in the tent, and the circus was going on outside. High jumps and long jumps were the special attractions. One gymnast jumped 27 meters high. On both the days, besides the main attractions, much time was reserved for visiting the various settlements there. It was expected that the students should spend some time for self-study. The teacher had assigned them the task of writing an essay on how they spent their time on the moon, which places they visited, what they observed, etc. Sayali and her friends had travelled far and wide and had done a lot of sightseeing. On the third day, the teacher took them to a place of historical importance. 100 years ago, Neil Armstrong had landed at this place. Everyone was looking forward to this visit to the historical monument. It was the oldest place in the history of man on the moon. The first footprint of Neil Armstrong was preserved on the moonland. Beside the footprint was a grand statue of Armstrong. At the base of the statue were carved the first words uttered by a human on the moon. One small step for a man, one giant leap of mankind. To utter means to speak. Leap means high jump. The next attraction for the children was that they were going to wear the space suits for the first time. Then they were going to roam outside, experiencing the gravitational force of the moon. Be careful when you walk, dear children. Don't run or sprint. You will fall. The teacher was warning repeatedly. But who was in the mood to listen? They hopped, jumped, and ran around. Sprint means run at full speed. Buy ornaments specially made from the stones on the moon. Very cheap. Cheaper than those available in the shops in the settlement. Cheaper and better. At least have a look. The roadside shopkeepers screamed at the top of their voice. Buy, sister, buy. I'm selling these earrings really cheap. Saying this, he approached Sayali and displayed the sets of shining stones earrings. Sayali suddenly remembered her mother. Tomorrow they were to start on their return journey. She had completely forgotten her mother in the last 3 days. She felt terribly guilty. Buy these, sister. Don't think much. Cheaper and better. Take it. Sayali looked around. The other children had proceeded ahead. Come on, give me those red earrings quick. Sayali pointed at them and asked, What's the price? Only 1,000 rupees, replied the salesman. Sayali immediately paid the amount, took the earrings, and ran to catch up with her friends. On returning home, Sayali told her mother very enthusiastically, "Mummy, look what I have brought for you." Her mother picked up the earrings. She exclaimed, "Hello, dear. How am I going to wear such heavy earrings?" Sayali immediately realized her mistake. Sayali had purchased the earrings in the field of the moon's gravity. Translated from the story Bhet by Lakshman Londhe.